Thank you so much for joining me, Costello. Congratulations on the victory, man. How are you?
Thank you very much, Lucas. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Just came back from holiday, back home training now.
And what country are you in right now? Are you in Holland?
Yeah, I'm in Holland, in the Netherlands.
Yeah. What's the weather like? I know currently in France, 35, 40. Is it that hot over there too?
Oh no, now it's actually quite alright. It's quite nice. 24 degrees or something like that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, over here it's the whole country shuts down as soon as it gets hot, so it's unbearable right now.
Oh yeah. That sucks. Here's the same problem. Well, if the sun's out, everybody's stuck in traffic and being all crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you dealing with traffic right now?
Yeah, I just parked my car aside so I can do this interview normally. I was thinking about doing it driving, but it was too much of a risk. Too
All
many people.
right, man. We appreciate you pulling over, taking the time, man.
No problem, man, no problem.
All right, well, let's talk about this victory because obviously it's a big one. I feel like it does a whole lot for your career. This KO victory over Mike Shipman, man. How do you look over your performance?
Yeah, I can't complain. Of course, it was a good finish. It's a highlight finish, I think it was. Uh, Going into the first round, I wasn't really comfortable. I was like a bit nervous because he's been knocking people out first round, second round. 30 straight finishes. Yeah, so it made me like not very comfortable going into the fight. So I wanted to see and wait what he had. In the second round, I think I had his best shots, and I was like more comfortable. I was thinking, all right, he's not going to be able to finish me. His only way of beating me is maybe to win on points. So then I was just going, fighting for the finish, and I had it.
And I'm curious because you mentioned you're uncomfortable going into the fight. You know he has power and everything. What's the problem? Are you afraid to get knocked out? Are you afraid of making a mistake? What's sort of going on in your mind when you start that fight?
Well, yeah, I'm afraid to get knocked out in front of so many people. It's like I'm afraid of getting humiliated.
Yeah.
Like if you get punched, if you get rocked by one punch, and your lights turn out, that'll be pretty messed up. I think everyone's fair, putting on a bad performance. Yeah, that's the worst thing.
Yeah, it's funny because that's what I heard from fighters. Some of them say they're not afraid of losing; they're afraid of getting humiliated and looking bad. So it's interesting hearing that directly from you.
Yeah, yeah.
And so this victory, obviously, I mean, you're the one who ended up getting the knockout. Are you more confident in, I guess, your chin and physically going into these next fights? I mean, what did this do for you mentally?
Oh no, I'm comfortable. I fight any opponent. Like if tells me to fight the first contender, I'll fight the first contender. If Bellator wants me to wait a bit longer, I'll wait a bit longer. It's up to them. But I'm comfortable with my skills and my power and everything I have at home to fight anybody in this middleweight division.
And this fight was obviously a big one. You know, Bellator, they put two prospects against each other, and then I guess the guy that comes out of it becomes a contender. Do you feel like now that you beat this guy, you're no longer a prospect? You've reached that point where you're a top 10 in the world?
Yeah, I think I am, especially in the Bellator division. I think I'm actually a threat to every middleweight now. I think also every middleweight is probably having an eye on me. So yeah, that's good. That's a good thing for me. I've I've heard that Fabian Edwards wanted to fight me. He's been calling me out in a normal way. So if Bellator wants me to fight him, I'll fight him. I don't know if he wants to though, because he probably didn't even know who I was at the beginning. So yeah, we'll see. If they want me to fight first contender, I'll do that as well.
And it's funny you mentioned Fabian Edwards. That's one of those fights going into it. I was like, man, if they could get these two guys against each other, I feel like that would be a great fight.
Yeah, I bet it will be a great fight. I bet it will be also a highlight fight, highlight finishes. We both like to finish fights. We both like to entertain people. So yeah, it's up to Bellator. I won't say no to any fight.
Of course, and do you feel like that fight's big enough for you? Because Fabian, I don't want to say he's not at your level, but it seems like he's more on the prospect and early in his career, and you've reached that point where you can start fighting in fights that are going to get you closer to the belt.
I don't believe if a win over Fabian Edwards won't give me a closer shot to the belt. I believe it will be a win over Fabian will be having good payday. It will give me some Instagram followers because he's got a lot of Instagram followers.
Sure.
But that's about it. Not close to the title shot, I believe.
And so, what did you think of the reaction when I guess you got on social media after the fight? Do you feel like people are now taking you more seriously? I mean, sort of before people were kind of looking at you as Gegard's training partner, but you feel people are finally taking you seriously and as kind of, I guess, your own fighter?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the people are taking me more seriously. I don't know who yet, but I bet everybody on the middleweight division knows who I am. Last time against this fight against Chris Honeycutt, I already saw John Salter looking at me on the other side, looking at me a bit suspicious, weird, like who's that guy or something like that. I bet he knows who I am now, though. So that's cool.
For sure.
That's how I like it.
And so we mentioned your social media. I know you have Instagram, obviously, but what about Twitter? What's going on with Twitter? I've seen a couple accounts of yours, but are any of them yours? What's going on with your Twitter?
Yeah, I think I've got like 3 or 4 Twitter accounts. All the time I make a Twitter account, I don't really know how to use that. So then I just forget the password, and I'm like, shit, I need to use it. So I make a new one, and the same story again. I forget to use it, and I don't know the password again. So I actually really gave up on Twitter, to be honest. I'm just using Instagram and Facebook. That's the easy thing.
That makes sense. When do you think you're going to get that blue check mark on Instagram, getting the verified patch?
Oh, man, I actually sent one last week ago, but they said something back about the profile's not... I don't know what they said, but it didn't work. They said try again in 30 days or something like that.
I mean, do they realize you're a fighter? Like you can just show up to the Instagram offices and start kicking some ass until you get that check?
Yeah, probably need to do more fights or something. I don't know. I'll make more noise. They can't reject me next time I send a thing for a blue check.
For sure, man. We mentioned more noise. Ideally, Bellator, they come to you and they're like, hey, man, you get to pick your opponent, whoever you want to get you closer to the title. Who is that guy that you'd sort of have in mind?
Oh, man. I told last week after my fight I gave an interview, I said John Salter would be a cool fight. But like I said before, it's whatever Bellator wants to give me, you know. If they want to wait a little bit longer and give me more normal fights, like Fabian maybe, or I'll accept that. Or if they want me to fight John Salter, for example, I'll accept that. Or if they want me to fight Rafael Carvalho, I'll definitely accept that. I'm ready for all of them.
And last time we saw you was about 6 months ago. I think I talked to you in December after your last fight. Now we're all the way in July. Why'd you have such a long layoff in between fights?
I don't know. I think it was because I was I was renegotiating the contract for having more fights for Bellator, and like that. I think that was the problem because I was ready. I was ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. I'm always ready to fight.
That makes sense. What did Bellator say to you after the wins? Obviously, when you get a big win like that, I assume they come to you and maybe they say something like kind of what they have next for you. Did Bellator say anything to you after that fight?
Oh no, Rich Chow came to my dressing rooms after the fight. In Mousasi's dressing rooms, he was looking for me. That was quite cool of him, though. I like that guy. Very nice guy. He came to me and congratulated me in person. That really put a smile on my face because he's one of the big guys in Bellator. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
and I said before I'd fight anybody, I meant what's the champion's name? Not the Junior. I definitely fight about the Junior.
For sure. Let's talk about that a little bit. You mentioned him, Gerard Mousasi. Did you have a chance to watch his fight live?
Yeah. I was after my fight, I did his 2 or 3 interviews. I went straight to his dressing room, watch him warm up. I wanted to go. I walked with him to the corner, and then I sat in his. I didn't sit in his corner, but I sat next to his corner, so I could see everything perfectly. I was streaming my lungs out there as well. But
yeah. What did you think about the fight?
Yeah, what can I say? It was not his fight. He can do a lot better. He's so much stronger than everybody saw that night.
And what was his reaction after the fight? Because Gegard, from the outside, we look at him and he doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. What was that locker room like afterwards?
Yeah, it was quiet. Everybody was upset, but he took it very sporty, what do you call it?
Sportsmanlike, something like that, yeah.
And he said, well, I'm sorry guys, I can do a lot better than this. I'm sorry to let you guys down. We didn't let us down. He really did not let us down. But we all knew that there was something wrong and that he can do a lot better. There's like, what we saw that night was maybe 60%.
And what do you think was going on out there? Here, hold on. It looks like it's cutting out.
That's a good question. I didn't really speak to him after. I'll see him tomorrow though, but yeah, I didn't really ask him. I'll ask him tomorrow.
And
he's definitely more because now, normally after the fight he goes, he takes some drinks, he goes to parties, and now he's just back in the gym grinding again.
Yeah, I assume the mentality's got to be a little bit different when you're coming off a loss, especially with the title like that. What does that do for you now with the title situation? I'm sure you didn't want to fight Gegard for the title. Is this better for you because maybe you get a chance to fight Lovato? Where does that sort of put you?
Well, I don't know. I didn't prove myself that much. I've only had 4 Bellator fights. It would be cool. Well, it would be awesome if I fight against Lovato. But I don't think that will happen because, who the fuck am I? I'm not such a big thing yet. I need to prove myself a bit more. Well, if they say if you would like to fight him, I'd say definitely I'll be up for it. But I think Gegard's gonna maybe have a rematch or something. I don't know.
And how are you feeling physically coming out of your fight? Do you have any injuries? Are you healthy? Ready to go for another one?
Oh, I'm ready to go. If they tell me, can you fight next week? I'd say yeah. My weight is on point. I haven't been doing crazy stuff, so yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go.
So when would you like to get back in the cage? Do you have an idea when we can see you fight again?
I'm hoping for September. The sooner the better, but September will be cool.
All right, so I have just one more for you. Let's finish it here. 2019, how does the year finish for you? 1 more fight, 2 more fights? How do you see the rest of the year playing out?
Oh man, I believe I'm gonna go for big. I'm gonna go with a strap on my waist. End of 2019, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna fight 1 more fight, maybe 2 more fights, and then I'm gonna make that noise where I can fight for the strap. That's my mission for the end of 2019.
All right, we're looking forward to it. It's definitely exciting watching you grow throughout this sport, man. And thanks so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Lucas.